Synthpop is back. Donates $10 with no comment. Alright, I have just received word that the next game is ready to go. So, without further ado, we have Shadow of Yserbius, Any Percent, by davidtiki, Darkarmist, misterprmiller, and Crow. Take it away, guys.
I am Crow. I'm joined by a bunch of other people here.
To Crow's left, that's me. I'm Mr. PR Miller, and this is exciting to be back at RPG Limit Break again.
Yeah, I'm davidtiki.
And I'm Darkarmist.
Okay, so we're here to bring a co-op speedrun of a game I call a proto-MMO. Some people would argue that this is a multi-user dungeon. This kind of straddles the line, I think. The original build of this was back in the days of DOS, back before the days of the internet being a mainstream thing. And so in order to play this, you would connect your modem by dialing into Sierra's imagination network directly, rather than using the internet per se. And there are various games there, and this is one of them. It's a Western-style RPG. As such, we are going to be creating characters as the kind of the setup for the run. And we do need to know the names we're selecting for the characters here. If the host can help us.
Alright, well, let me just refresh this again. And it appears that... Okay, do you just want all 4 names at once, or one at a time?
Let's go from the highest, and then second highest, third, fourth, etc. We'll get the 2 highest ones on stream.
Alright, the highest one with $100 donated is Blue Orchid the RNG.
Dibs.
I think Miller wants that one.
Dibs.
Quest for Glory reference
Dibs.
there.
I like pain. Let's go for it.
Second place, with $25 donated, is One Measly Silver.
Classic.
Yeah, that one's going to be a reference to the Quest for Glory 1 randomizer. I'll take the third
David, why
place.
don't you take the third?
Was there an epithet on that one?
Yeah.
No epithet, just One Measly Silver.
All right. Very well.
There's also no epithet on third place. With $15 donated, Edgar.
Alright, so real quick, the name Edgar is already taken, so I've put an underscore at the end of it.
Alright. And then fourth place, with $6 donated, is Oatmeal the Fruitbane.
Yeah, that's a perfect name for me.
Take that, bananas.
All right. So we're going to get our classes all set up here and everything going on here. I'm just going to click randomly on all the selections and see what I turn out with. It's going to be beautiful.
As far as the appearance, I assume. We all need to be elf rangers here.
Alright, so we've all got our... Yeah, good to go.
I'm with it.
Okay. Well, in that case, let's go ahead and get started. We'll try to explain what we've done as we're going through. And we'll start in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go, go, go. Get shopping. First thing we're going to do is sell this resuscitator we start with. It's worth a heck of a lot of cash. And we'll use that to buy some scrolls that cast magic spells that for this phase of the game are super good. And then everyone will join up on me. As a reminder, I am 1 measly silver.
All right, so we're going to start off
Dash
immediately
over.
with a we're going to start off immediately with a level grind. Basically, there's a set encounter here with goblins. Our crystal scrolls have a level 7 hail, which is more than powerful enough to take them on and defeat the group really quickly. And you'll find that we're leveling up really quickly. That's because Medieval Lands basically gives you bonus experience for party stuff. You got
Got a unique.
You're kidding.
I got health regen. Yeah, I got a unique. I got a chest plate.
With
Okay, and it gives health regen, you said?
Yep, with health regen.
Okay, well, we couldn't have asked for better. So throughout all these grinds, we are going to be keeping an eye out.
What? I got a... Okay, all right. So one of the things that we are keeping track of while we do this is some magic item drops. These are completely random. Some of the things we're looking out for are spell power and health regen. They're going to be really helpful later on in the run. Let's see. Are we still level 8? We're still level 8, right? The goal here is level 9. Theoretically, we could move on at level 8, but level 8 is a little bit risky. Level 9 is more likely for us to have the mana for a level 12 hail, which we're going to learn when we teleport back. Ow, don't hit me. Okay, that's level 9.
Okay,
teleport, let's go.
Okay. So we will spend a bunch of our points here. We're going to level up Stormwind. That's a more recent change here. Some of these spells do area damage against the whole enemy party. Some do to an individual, some to an individual group.
Don't forget
I'm also
about
getting some
health
luck.
potion.
That'll help. I'm going to do a little bit of shopping.
Oh.
Let's see. That needs to be bought. I also need Elixir of Health and a Heater Shield. Equip the Heater Shield.
The only downside to this armor is it has +7 threat.
Oh, well, have fun with that. Increases odds that he'll get hit. Okay, so we're now going to move over to our next grinding spot, but in the way is a fight that is really, really hard if you have 3 or 4 players in your party. This is a common thing that the game does. There's a different set of enemies depending on whether your party is 1 or 2 players versus 3 or 4. So at this point, everyone's going to disband.
Did not level Stormwind. Okay.
Okay, and then move forward. We'll use that wind spell, and that does a lot of damage at this phase. And then Shaman's Scroll to finish it off.
I died.
You're kidding.
You did?
Oh, that's terrible.
No, I died.
Well,
Did someone die?
Okay, so we will have to head out then, unfortunately. I do have a teleport pass. We'll have to try again. It's not a big time loss. Everyone join back on me and we'll try again.
And if anybody ever dies,
there are
it's
2
missed
king
anyway, so.
hobgoblin groups in the party that we fight against if we are all together at this point. Here we have just 1 hobgoblin group, but we are split, so that does make things a little harder. Okay.
Yeah, that's one of the downsides to selling our resuscitated so early. Oh, you're right. Thank you.
Okay, split. And
finally, I got one.
Let's try this again. Okay, much better hit for me there. Okay, everyone join up on me.
Don't forget.
All right, we all made it. Good. So that's the one kind of... Oh, 1 measly silver. That's me. I actually need a little bit of healing. There we go. Unable to flee.
I was
wait,
able to
wait.
flee.
Oh, I did flee. Okay, it was just a little late
Yeah.
on the uptake. Okay, here we go.
Right. So this path that we took put us in the middle of this maze here, which it has kind of a puzzle that's supposed to bar progress or encourage a varied party. Each door requires either a certain race or a certain class in order to get through the door. But luckily for us, our combination of Elf Ranger is able to get through 2 doors, which means that we're going to be able to go to the back of this maze, or as far back as we need to, and find one grind spot, which is going to have purple troll knights. Almost there.
Yeah, we're almost there.
Those shaman scrolls coming in handy, and some of us have reached level 12 and some of us have not. Yeah, we're slightly offset. And
We'll have
so
to pay
we're coming here to
attention later
grind.
because we need to end this grind at a certain level.
Yeah.
So now we start grinding.
So
I'm actually out of mana for that.
yeah, so basically there are different zones in this game that we're trying to get to, and the doors that lead to these zones are level locked. The first one of these that we're going to be going up to is level 20, so we're pretty much going to be grinding at this purple Troll Knight spot until we're at level 20. There's going to be another door that gates us at level 30. So yeah, most of this run is going to be spent trying to get to level 30 as quickly as possible, so that we can then go through all the areas and beat the game. And although this is kind of an early MMO, we do have a definitive beat the game definition: defeat the final boss, Endla kill.
Level 14, by the way.
Yes.
Yeah, level 14.
Yeah, I'll go
is-
ahead and teleport back here.
Okay.
So
we're gonna-
once
we're gonna
we
go-
return, we're going to use the lower entrance, which will return us back to where we were before we teleported. We are leveling up some powerful spells we just got. In particular, once we have the mana to cast Death Darts, that is far more powerful than Hail for AoE damage. And I think that's all I needed as far as that goes. I do want to pick up rune reading for a little bit of flavor later, and some lock picking.
Lower entrance.
And lower entrance join up on 1 measly silver.
Nice. That's a good way to lose time. If we took the upper entrance, it would return us to the...
Yeah, we'd have to do that whole trek here again.
Yeah, which would be a
We've
lot
done that
safer now. We're at
before.
a higher level, but... And it does waste a couple minutes, but it's nothing terrible.
So yeah, Death Darts is a more powerful spell than Hail, but a level 12 Death Darts does cost 240 mana, and none of us have that much mana yet.
Mana gain is pretty random. It's possible, I think, for a ranger to wind up with that much mana at this point, but it's very unlikely. As we gain
Super
levels,
unlikely.
we're going to start expecting someone to.
Usually
Not
around
yet, though.
17, we have someone who can do it.
And Death Darts is worth it.
I think
and,
we may be one hail short. Oh, you actually do have mana. Okay. These purple troll knights run a risk of incapacitating us in battle. That's effectively paralysis. And it'll happen if they manage to attack us. We do have a fair amount of initiative with our class that we've selected here, as well as the shield we picked up actually makes us go faster as well.
Yeah,
but it
one
is
thing we gotta
possible they could
remember
go
is
first, in which case we won't. Looks
it's
like we're a little bit short still.
kind of like it's like a D&D style game, so it still rolls a dice behind the scenes. So I mean, you can still roll a low roll and not go first.
Yeah, so I
Or
saw a
Crow.
comment in chat the game not being this quick back in the day. In current times, there's actually kind of two different ways to play Shadow of Yserbius. For your more classic experience, there is In-Barn, which kind of recreates Sierra's imagination network and runs it on a server and runs the whole thing in DOSBox. But then there's what we're currently doing right now, which is Medieval Lands, which is basically a remake of the game. All the original code was converted to C#, and then a whole bunch of modern UI stuff, quality of life stuff has been added to the game to make it run smoother, run faster, the UI is more helpful, and we've got magic item drops that we're keeping an eye out for.
I haven't gotten too many since the first early exciting entries, though.
Got one physical resist if you want that. There's not too many good magic items.
All right, Death Darts, let's go.
Yes, we do have enough for
Death Darts time.
I think everybody does.
So Death Darts is very powerful. One-shotting these groups, you have to pay attention to who actually cast it. So far, that's been me. And that person will have to refund all of their mana before the next fight. But at this point, only one of us actually has to cast, and you can see how much faster the fights execute this way.
Yeah. Oh,
the Blue Orchid just attack. Yep. If you enter a fight without mana, just attack. Someone else will get it.
After 9 fights of not going first, I finally rolled high enough.
And bad mana
One of the
here.
big benefits of this version is that we get this huge experience boost for having a big party. In the original game, the idea was let's make the players play a little bit longer, get a little bit more money, because this was in its initial release an hourly game. Depending on when you joined, it would be anywhere between something like $3 to possibly even like $6 an hour. It was a lot.
How long did we spend grinding on In-Barn?
It took us.
I had several hour sessions just to get to level 20. So, yeah. And that was after we found the. I think it was the Dwarf Wizards we found was the best for a single person fighting.
Yes. That's part of the reason we run this. The developer, who's called Zane, very active in his own community here, is really taking a lot of the feedback that we've thrown from a great developer. And just loves to just do updates on this. It's been a little while since he's done any updates. He's kind of happy with where it is right now. But
like, for example, I wanted to encourage a little bit ago. I think Miller did too. And that causes the speedrun timer to show up at the top of the screen.
Yes. Yeah, this game has built-in speedrun support.
Exactly.
Are we at 19?
Away here again.
Oh.
One more level and we're through.
Yeah, these grinds can take a little bit.
I think we have a little bit of time for a donation or two before we get into the level 20 stuff.
Certainly. Let's see. Jason LaRose donates $100 and says, Tech Crew Appreciation Donation. Incentive goes to Tech Crew's choice. Shoutouts to the Tech Crew for keeping everything running behind the scenes. It's some sort of techno-wizard stuff back there.
Yeah, big shoutouts to the Tech Crew. Yeah. I don't know how they got all this working.
Yeah.
Ghost Kumo donates $4 and says, good luck, y'all.
Yep, we're good. Teleport.
Okay, finish the donation, though.
All right, last one for now. Bug Doctor donates $10 and says, let's go Dark & Co. Defeat, check Wikipedia, and like kill, and do it quickly.
Thanks. Upper entrance.
Upper entrance, and join on me.
Okay, need to do a little bit of shopping here, but then yes, I'll join. Let's see.
Oh,
Yeah, Crow takes the early
He's
part of
turning
the
around.
game for a lot of the early grinding parts. I have basically I take
Joining
most of the
unordered.
rest of the route. Oh, I denied you. I apologize. That was very rude. Oops, we can't get away. Interestingly enough,
Right at the first step of the mines reminds me of our first start in this game back on In Barn. Literally,
wow,
the
I bought all
first
resuscitators.
step. Literally,
Wait.
our first step into the dungeon, we had an encounter and died.
So I
What is this?
did a mispurchase.
This is like the
I
lowest
accidentally-
encounter rate room in the game that isn't 0.
Not only that, I accidentally bought the wrong thing. Rather than buying mana potions, I bought all resuscitators, so my inventory is filled with just hearts.
Okay,
Do we have to pass you some potions? Because I do have plenty.
No, I should be
Awesome.
okay through this area. I think I'll be okay. I've got some. Definitely got some.
We
but
can
I was
always
gonna say it
just
is
do some
really
chain
funny.
passing.
well, if you haven't checked your feet,
Block
there's a
here.
person at your feet.
It just kind of proves how
Hopefully
much
we're not
money
gonna
we
get
get.
too many fights here. The fights here are all random, and there's just a couple mandatory ones.
Yeah, they're not
but
very dangerous either.
Miller being able to buy all those resuscitators, by the way, those are like 25k a piece, I think. And normal players obviously wouldn't have that kind of money, but with the way that we go, we have quite a bit of money.
I'm
taking this
So
down.
it's just funny.
Get your helmet.
That helmet there resists incapacitate. At one point, we actually took a detour to get it, some resistance to incapacitate before meeting the Purple Troll Knights. But eventually, we realized that we could get our initiative high enough to not usually have any trouble taking them out with just hail.
All right,
A dragon.
so we're actually going to see the use of blast there. Sometimes in group encounters, there's going to be one stack that's noticeably stronger than the rest. Death Darts is
Good order,
great
you're
for
out of
clearing out. Yeah. Death Darts is great for clearing out lots of small groups, but it's not as good for tougher enemies. So sometimes we split our fire a little bit and have one person use Blast, which is the best single target spell. And so
I
it's
got it.
usually me. I'm the designated Blaster Master.
I need to sort out
Upper?
this inventory of all that love.
So didn't
Upper
buy
entrance,
nearly as
yes.
many mana restores as I thought I did. So I'm gonna
so
fill out
just
the
like,
rest.
I have mana restores now.
Just like David was talking about with Blast being the strongest single hitting ability, Death Darts hits the most enemies, but Fireball can hit a single group of enemies harder than at a certain point. So if we see any enemies that are on the stronger
missing one
side, probably,
player.
so we'll say dragons. We
Who
would
we
do.
missing?
Sorry, me.
Is
We
Group
will
in
use
here?
Fireball on it, and it will hit all 5 of the enemies instead of just one.
Oh my gosh. Having really bad RNG.
No, this is pretty much typical Miller run luck.
Yeah, that's fair.
Our
Although
last one
during
was a
our
weird
practice
one.
run
Oh,
earlier, we did.
Oh,
run
health regen shield.
Nice.
Nice.
That's
So
Yeah,
that's
we're
two
looking
health regen.
for we're looking for health regen because it'll let us do a skip.
Silver?
Oh, I'm out of NP.
Yeah,
there's
we are
Essentially,
looking
just
for
drinking
health
water, which is
regen.
about as deadly as it usually is in a NES game. So
That was
we
also a
will
heater shield,
make
wasn't
use
it?
of some health regen to get an extra
It
step in
was.
those areas.
Wyverns, not with
Wyvern
blasting.
here.
Manticores are the scary part.
Scary
Wow,
thing here is,
rude.
oh gosh, ow.
That's not as big a
Okay,
deal.
get
We
back
do
over
know
it.
resuscitate at this point. Eventually, every class learns every spell in this game.
How was that
Alright, level
threat on my
25.
unique item?
The Ranger is kind of an off wizard, is how I describe it. Basically, it's like you have all the advantages of a wizard without any of the disadvantages that playing as a wizard has, and that's more or less how it works out.
Yeah, it's if you're really torn in this game between a wizard and a ranger, just pick the ranger. There's no reason really other than having to gain almost 50% more experience each level. I mean, if you
You wanted to play ranger to use a bow.
We've got that D&D style early editions of not all classes require the same amount of XP to level up.
But question, what if you play this game and you want to use bows? Should you still pick a ranger?
Absolutely
No,
not.
ranger is like the last thing you should pick.
No, you really shouldn't. Oh, 14.
Yeah, there's a,
By the way,
a
we're
wide
at a-
variety of interesting pre-generated pieces of equipment that we'll mostly ignore because we prefer the randomly generated ones for the hopes of spell power and such. But as far as
Helmet acquired.
bows are concerned, for some reason, all of the pre-generated bows just can't be
You say
used
upper?
by rangers.
Upper.
Apologies, I was buying more mana potions. Blue Orchid?
Yeah, that was
okay.
that was actually a very long puzzle. That if you did wrong, you would have to go back to the beginning of the puzzle, and it would probably take and add like a minute or two each time we got it wrong. So if you don't know, and there's really no hints as to how to get through it, you just
That's
kind of have to
7 mana
brute force.
Yeah, manticores are the scariest enemies in this region of the game by a significant margin.
I could not run.
Ah,
Okay, I've got a
Now I
jump.
can.
Okay. Let me mana.
Wow.
try to heal. I'm dead. I kept trying to heal and
Uh,
kept botching the.
That was very
the
bad luck.
mechanics.
So bad that it was great.
That was what the environment hurting us and then hurting us repeatedly because we kept running away from stuff.
Yeah, really bad luck.
Right. Whenever you run away from a fight in this game, it puts you on the tile on before you got into the fight, and any events that happen on that tile happen again. We use that
Including
to our advantage at some
and,
points to get right back into some of the grind fights, but that's not always great when you're trying to get from point A to point B.
So after getting our world record in our practice run today that we had, the game is deciding it wants to throw as many monsters at us as possible.
Yeah, it's
It knows
really
this is
mad
a
at me
real
right now.
marathon run.
Yeah, it knows it's time. It's like, all right, I made you smile earlier. Now it's go time.
Did Zane log on and increase encounter rate on us?
I figure he's got little switches, and he cackles as he moves them up and down to mess with us.
I really want more mana. I got more mana.
I want that you.
Yay!
I can
so
test
that
out those
little
You're
twice.
actually on top now.
Great
we've
puzzle
got
here,
a
by
wind
the way.
elemental.
I
Not
have
wind
those
elemental.
mages.
Wind knight. We're
Yeah,
gonna have to
very
enter
different.
these 4 doors in correct order in order to successfully solve the puzzle, or else the green gem that we're looking for is not going to spawn. So we have to start with this door that we go south for. Let's see, blast that lich. And then it goes north, then east, then west, something like that. And this puzzle is not as hard as it appears, except that on Inbarn, if you do the puzzle wrong, then you break it for everybody on the server, and you have to move to a different server, or the server has to be rebooted. That was a fun one to figure out.
Yeah, this is a screwy puzzle. We found that out during our casual playthrough that if one person on the entire server in the original version does this wrong, it ruins it for every single other person on the server until it's restarted. Crow's
Wild.
a genius. There's a great story behind that too.
Yeah,
Switching
Mr. P.R. Miller
servers.
put together a super cut of our first playthrough of the games here. It's kind of fun to relive that nonsense.
Nonsense is the right
Mana
word.
ring.
We keep
Like a
killing
mana
Fant,
ring?
and I feel really bad about that.
think we're good here.
Antoon?
All right, but since we've gone through those 4 doors now, we go through here and we should say, you have defeated the 4 winds, we cannot hold you back. Then we've got an encounter here. If you did the
Gem.
4 doors, then
Measly silver.
yeah, you did the 4 doors, you get this encounter, you do them in the correct order, then you're going to actually get the green gem.
I got it.
Yeah, now interesting thing here, only one of us has to actually pick up all these quest items in order for us to get through this. And I think that's largely Miller doing that.
Pretty much in
Yeah, my inventory's full of mana potions.
Yeah. We need lots of mana potions. So let's see, we get the green gem, and then that's going to allow us to get to the lower levels of the labyrinth, open up the shortcut that allows us to not have to go through all this again. I need more mana.
Yeah, we are going to have a...
More mana.
Hey, you're actually running from things.
I am getting quite...
Oh.
Okay, knock on wood. I'm not saying it, you know.
Oh, you don't want to curse the run?
It's already...
We already cursed. Yeah,
It's already cursed. It's marathon luck. It'll happen. Just wait. It'll happen. Oh my gosh, look at this.
Yeah, but it won't. It's not going to happen in the way we expect.
Yeah, I'm going to jump into a pit.
A unique item on the first fight.
That was insane. We didn't even talk about how rare that is. I've played for multiple days, and I mean like days of in-game time, and not found unique items. Like, that is... I can't begin to describe how rare they are. Yeah, we found one in a practice run, and the first... That's marathon luck right there. Like, you could never plan that. I can't wait to see what it does.
It's health regen. I mean, it was good.
Gets sufficiently cursed, then we can get a free yogurt. Free frozen yogurt.
Ooh.
The free choice of toppings.
Oh, that's level 37. Almost cool. It had like 800. Had like 800 mana on it.
No, I don't want that.
Our second grind spot.
No.
We've done everything that we pretty much can at this point. All we're doing now is getting ourselves prepped for the level 30. The level 30 door, you have to have everybody in the party at level 30. It's not even like one of them. If you, and that is the last door for the game. Once we hit level 30, we're in a mad dash, and we're kind of like stuck. We've done everything in the level 20 area that we can do. Within
theoretically,
reason,
we can try
reason.
Arnakian, but we would fail.
Yeah. There's a couple
jank
jank attempts that are really risky that could be done, and we have like no faith that they would work because we've tried it and it went really bad.
It went real bad. And those dragons with just me and Miller were a hoot and a hanny.
Most of the game scaled, or most of the fighting. Ooh, magic find axe. I'll take that. Most of the encounters scale based on the number of party members that you have. There are some that do not, and unfortunately, there are a couple at a really if we had really good like task level luck, we could probably pull off saving something like I would say it'd be close to like 5 minutes or something like that, because we could really skip a lot.
Oh, some of them are going
the
first.
trouble is that in order to progress right now through Arnakian's region, we would have to use the original multiplayer version of the game's solution to that section, which involves splitting your party. And at that point, we'd have to take down a group of an encounter with 4 groups of dragons. And that's very dicey, even once we've leveled up to level 30.
It's dicey for
every single one is a
level
2-fight.
70 solo character, which is where the solo speedrun, the solo any percent speedrun goes. It hits go mode around like level 70. You just need that much extra power. About 4 hours. 4.5 hours.
I just got an item that reduces my threat more than I gained from my chest piece, so that's actually kind of nice, and it gave me more mana. So
Might
I have
be
like
worth it.
800 mana. No, I did.
What's
I
the chess
equipped
piece
it for
called, by the
sure.
way?
Drake's Drake hide.
Is it orange?
Yeah.
Okay, I have it.
Yeah, you have that one already.
I
That
have
doesn't
that
mean
one
you don't
already.
want two of
Yeah.
them.
Have you managed to get
Right.
your habit of collecting uniques?
Yeah, there's one unique for every individual unique item in the game, as far as equipment goes, and which puts it in somewhere in like the 50 or so range of unique items. I have about 15 over all the hours and hours and hours I've played.
Got him one day.
Symbol of Death. It's a skull-looking item that casts level 11 death darts. If I ever find myself out of mana in combat and there's still a lot of enemies around, I'll do that. As we approach the end of the game, though,
Anyone want a mana ring?
it'll.
Nope.
Maybe.
Oh, no, not really.
I don't know. I got a healing ring.
But yeah, as we approach the end of the game, usually our physical damage should be more than what Symbol of Death Darts would be against a single group of enemies, but it's still nice for AoE damage if we're out.
A second mana ring, but has threat. No thanks.
Yeah, we get
Yeah.
One
these.
thing-
We do this fight here because it's just safer. The random encounters are not dangerous. Plus, if you see down here at the bottom, it's telling us the amount of experience we're getting. That's actually a really low level of experience. Sometimes we'll get over 40,000 if it's a really good fight. Like there's 30,000 there. So
there.
One
Once
thing
we
I
get
want to
that-
mention.
Sword, I'll take it.
Yeah. So some of
One
our
thing I wanna
earlier
mention-
runs would. Yeah. Yes.
I was just going to mention that the party cannot move forward if someone is in a menu. So we all have to be kind of ready to go, which can save and kill a lot of time if you're not having the best menuing night.
Yeah, at
Yes.
some point you
Yeah.
have to just decide you've read enough about a weird piece of equipment and just give up on it being worth swapping out with something you have.
You definitely scan pretty hard. So like you will miss things, but like you're learning to scan for like a couple like letters and words and moving on.
yeah, pretty much. Once
All
we
right,
get
so we
level
do have a
25
while yet for the levels here. Each level is getting up to close to its max amount of experience needed per level at this point. So we probably have a bit of time for some donations at this point.
All right. Let's see what we've got here. Ravenan donates $25 with no comment.
No comment. Oh.
That's okay.
Zero Counts
you don't need a
donates
comment.
$10. Sorry. Zero Counts donates $10 and says, "Crazy to see this game running at a marathon. Awesome job, tech crew, and good luck to the runners."
Thanks, Zero.
Sunflower Queen, spelled with a KW, donates $5 with no comment.
All I want to do is equip my
oatmeal.
ring, and I can't do it. Out of mana.
Oatmeal.
I'm flailing.
Level 25.
5 more levels to go.
Yeah, this
At
is our
level
longest
25,
grind.
Yeah, at level 25, we hit the max amount of experience to gain levels. It will never increase. It'll always take 750,000 experience each level to progress. So we got
Once
a little bit of
we've
grinding to
hit
do
level
here. It's gonna
30,
take a
though,
while.
at that point we're going to be blazing forward and finishing out all the stuff that needs to be done in the level 30 area, backtracking to the Arnakian stuff that we alluded to
Oh, yeah.
before, and then
Level
just
30 's
closing
go
out the
mode.
game from there. Goes pretty quick once we hit that point.
L3 gen is 37. Never mind.
Yeah,
Or was that what the help we did?
It was 30. Level 37.
Oh,
Level 37
Okay.
armor
Yes,
that's
that-
actually pretty strong,
yeah, it's worth the
but
risk.
I don't know.
So
Every once in a while,
we've-
we'll
we've
reach level 37. It happens.
Yeah, well, so we've explored several different grind spots for our level 20 to level 30 grind. Each of them has had some disadvantage in some way. Our earliest runs would do it in Arnakian's Keep, and the encounter there was pretty good, but it had two disadvantages. One was that we had to turn and go through a door. We couldn't just step forward and step backward. But the other was the wandering manticores that would sometimes kill our party. We eventually did find this grind spot, which is pretty good. It gives a lot of experience. We can go forward and backward. The wandering monsters aren't too deadly, but it does have one disadvantage, which is that sometimes it gives us items that we have to be level 37 to equip. So
Yeah.
level 37 can happen before the end of the run, but if it does happen, it's going to be right toward the end, and it doesn't always happen. Sometimes we finish the run at 36.
So
He's
even
got
then,
a
there's
spell
certain
power
abilities.
plus magic find ring. So
Oh,
it's not a lot of
nice.
spell power. It's 8, but it's a step in the right direction.
Yeah,
8
there's
spell
a few.
power means 8% more magic damage with the spells I cast.
There's certain abilities, like if it's a level 37 health regen, we're not going to care about it. We're going to be past level. We're going to be past anywhere where we would care about that at level 37. We'd be looking for mainly spell power at that point. I can't think of any other serious contender that we'd be looking for.
High mana.
Maybe.
That's
high,
possible.
high mana
Yeah,
base
for an
mana.
extra. Yeah, for an extra death darts, I
Yeah.
can see that.
It's more like
That's a-
an extra
that's a
blast
good-
at the end.
Yeah. Oh.
I think for now
mismenued.
we still have a little bit of time. It's just us going to be grinding here for a little bit. So
Yeah,
if
we're
we
more
have
than
anything
halfway
else that
done.
you
We're just
wanna
gonna take a minute.
talk about for a couple minutes, go ahead.
Whoops.
Yeah, throw it back to the host.
Yep.
Well, while the host is winding up, I mean, with the original time frame that we thought that this run was going to take, whenever we really started looking at it, I had it kind of guessed out at maybe around like 12 hours. And
It is an
obviously-
MMO, and the differences between this and the DOS version are pretty considerable as far as the amount of time it takes just to grind the levels.
Yes.
We're gonna get these grinds done. What is it, like 45 minutes, 50 minutes, somewhere around there is when we usually get to level 30.
Should be about the it should be about the 45-minute range if we're on a good
Yeah.
pace.
That's more like the time for someone to get one level in the original, if you're lucky.
Funny is on the original time segment, I was like the only person who was like, "Yeah, I can do that. I'm down to be the fourth party member for 12 hours."
And then it turned out to really not be that serious once we started figuring out where the right places to grind were, where the right strategies were going to happen.
In our first run, we had a barbarian, a knight, and 2 rangers. We didn't even have like the optimized party yet.
Yeah, we were thinking like a balanced party would be a good thing, but no, it turns out the ranger is good enough at
Objectively.
staying alive. We don't need a tank in the front line.
If you were playing casually, though, you would want to objectively play a dwarf knight. Dwarf knights have some of the lowest EXP scaling. They get some of the best maximum stat levels. So as you're leveling up, you can get all those extra bonuses and play. So for a casual play, a dwarf knight is pretty much considered in the original Yserbius like objectively the best. Oh, I got a armor health regen. We're good.
Okay.
Is that 3
Who
more then?
doesn't have health regen at this point?
I do not have health regen as far as I know. I'll have to double check,
Okay.
but I don't think I got it.
We're looking for
Hopefully
one
we
more
only
then.
need 1 health regen item though to be able to do the skip. But having
Yeah,
four
this
is
saves time
objectively
on
the
recovering
fastest.
in between sections.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's part about having
Little
health regen
rough.
early, like on the armor, is I don't have to worry about putting it on and off right now, so it's just there.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll take it.
it's going to minus initiative, right?
No, mine does not.
Yes.
Really?
Oh, yours doesn't? No.
Okay.
Oh.
So, okay, that tells me what kind of unique item it is. That should be a unique cloth or a unique leather, if I guess.
Leather armor.
Yeah. I just can't believe you found a unique that quickly. It's just
What's funny is
found
before
two
we were starting the,
One
I did
I feel like
find two
most
uniques
of our
when I-
unique finds have been very early.
Also, I think I found most of our uniques throughout. I think David has found a couple. I think Crow's found one. I don't even know if Miller's
don't
found
remember.
any in our runs.
I don't know if I've found any during our runs. I don't remember. Oops, I
You turned?
turned.
We took a small little. We were just like a little poll amongst ourselves, like, will we find a unique? And the consensus was no, and the game
No,
proved
the
us
cons-
wrong instantly.
The consensus was a hard no. Like it is incredibly rare. They are so incredibly rare.
So one thing we're gonna do is once we hit 29, we're gonna get close to leveling up and then start running to where we want to get through the level 30 door, just so that way. So we're gonna actually not run from combat when we're trying to move forward and just level up on our way to save some time while we're going.
Just keep reminding me. I'm sure I'll remember.
I currently have
Yeah,
a
you're-
60 healing power axe. Is interesting.
Wait, you have a healing power
I have
axe?
60% more healing on my heal spell, basically. Also,
That's 28.
the healing.
All right, almost done this long dark night of grinding. And then it's
I've
just a
got
mad
one more
dash like
donation
we
for
did
you if
today.
you'd like.
Perfect.
Yes, please.
Oh, yes.
Now that I remember where my mute button is. Dan // Mush donates $4 and says, "Good morning, Mr.
Oh.
Miller and crew. Stayed up specifically to catch this run. Just want to wish you, David, Dark, and Crow the absolute best of luck."
Appreciate that.
Thank
Dan.
you.
Thanks.
Thank you very much.
Recognize that name. I like that.
So one thing that happens is so you're looking for all the spell power in the world, all your magic find, health regen, mana. But one thing that not getting loot does is it increases how fast you're forced to menu because you're not getting anything. So
That's
some of the
true.
fights may seem like they're taking longer, but we're actually going pretty quickly here because we're not getting anything to look at.
That is true.
I did get one thing that I wound up having to fiddle with a bit. It was a ring that gives resistance to petrify. I decided that was better
that
than
could be
anything I
worth
had
it.
right now.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, it's not common that we run
King
into petrified. Well, I
Hobgoblin
just got
enemies will
petrified
encounter
right then
kind of
as I said it.
throughout
That
the
was
rest of
fun.
the game. They will inflict petrify with their basic attacks.
A 13 spell power axe. Anyone need
Nice.
a -11 threat weapon?
No,
No?
I
no
didn't
one
think so.
needs that.
I did because I have plus threat. Spell power is
Just
better.
evened
I'd rather
himself
take a
out.
hit.
So funny.
Hit.
Oh yeah. Spell power is objectively better. Almost there. Almost. What level are we? Are we 29 yet?
We're 28.
28.
We're 28.
But we're almost to 29.
Yeah, level 30 is so exciting because then we start rushing off and just beating the game.
Yeah. Once.
Yeah,
level
at that
30
point, no
really is
more doors barred.
plenty of places to die.
And yet, at the same
Plenty of
time-
places for me to jump into pits and screw up. We don't die that often. It's not common. If we
We've
die,
already
it's
died
usually my
once.
fault. And you know
If
what?
we get
I'm
enough
fine
spell
having that
power,
reputation.
that can speed up this grind because we just have to cast fewer total death darts.
Yeah.
Thus far, we are needing to pretty much all the time cast 4 death darts to get each
That's 29.
fight done.
Start counting up to 750,000.
A sad part, though,
And
that
also
since we
check just
haven't
by
gotten the
clicking
spell
your
power,
character during the resolution of combat.
a sad thing is that since we haven't actually really gotten any spell power now, it's not actually going to do a whole lot for us, like moving forward. Like we're going to get to a point where we're
6
still not
spell
going to check
power.
gear.
Who wants it? Minus 10 threat as
I'll
well.
take-
Oh,
That's
Yeah,
like
I
spell
took
power.
give
one
that
trinket.
to you.
It's not often I have
But,
2
we're-
open trinkets like that.
We're definitely going to. You have 2 open trinkets.
Yep.
There you go. There's a magic find.
Ooh, magic find. Yeah, I will take that actually.
But at some point when you get to like the end of the game, you're really not gonna care too much about items in general, so you are just gonna pass on them, even if they could be a small upgrade. The time it takes to equip items in this game, because it's so old, there's no just like right clicking and it equips and then you can do what you want. It can take 10 seconds. And when you're really pushing, that 10 seconds is like, well, why'd you do that? It won't even save 10 seconds in a fight.
Did that leech just hit you with lightning?
That's what leeches do. Haven't you gone to the beach?
No.
I've played Final Fantasy Rando. I know what leeches and asps can do. They're savage things. Almost there. What's our EXP at right
Yeah,
now?
We're at about 500.
Crossing the 500,000 point.
Once we hit like 650, that's our go time for it. So
Yeah, we'll
probably
start at
another
that point
10.
walking towards the door. And the idea is we
Ooh, 19
encounter
spell
enough
power.
fights along the way that we should, at that point, get level 30 before reaching there.
All right, that's 650.
Yes, it is.
660,
Our
actually.
magic find is just not as good because I don't have food. Normally, when we run this game,
3 hours
funny
ago.
enough, I have some sort of
Whoops.
food to eat while we run, and we get very much luck due to that.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
not
yeah,
is
you
the best magic find.
Anyone want a magic find axe?
Nope.
No.
Nah, I got a good one already. How much was it?
16.
There we go.
Is that all of us?
Whoa.
It is all of us.
30. Let's go.
I just
Okay,
got
River.
spell power ring and magic find ring on that. Hold on. Right. We just ran across a very deadly river, and I have not.
Been able to
I have-
do any healing.
Hands off.
Yeah, hands off. So let's talk river mechanics.
Yeah, let's talk hands off.
So every step in the river or any action you take while in the river reduces everyone in your party's HP by one
my God.
quarter of
That's
its
Couldn't.
base value, of max value. So
This is way
that
too-
hurts. This is a really bad fight, by the way.
We got away. We got
Everyone
away.
heal up. Okay, now we should be able to
Hands
cross.
up.
Hands off. Man, I even have negative threat right now, and they still hurt me. All right, hands
Yeah.
off.
Hands off. Yeah, this is
Because
very
any
much
action
so
will
the
kill.
serious time of the run. Anytime we're actually going to step across water. Because if anyone accidentally heals or drinks a mana potion or anything, the entire party just instantly croaks.
Yeah.
Mhm.
We came up with hands off because one time we just died to, we think someone just pressed like W on their keyboard and they weren't even the party leader, and we all died. So it
Level
was
up
just
the
like,
we don't
alright.
even know for sure sometimes
Hey,
why
control.
exactly we die when we
control.
do in the river. So anything we can do is good. So Yeah, learn control. Control. We must
Upper
learn
entrance.
control.
Upper.
Upper.
You say okay.
At max level, the control spell essentially becomes a AoE dominate thing, which is quite good.
We're going to use a teleport to get back down there that we opened up earlier.
All right, so we go back to the elf village.
This is required.
Time for blasting. So anyways, I started blasting.
Really big volcano.
Yep, Blaster Master.
Yeah, that dragon will go down pretty quick. Luckily, that was only one. Pretty good RNG so far on some of those.
Yeah, so
Just give
across that river,
us a ramp.
got an elfin cave key, which gets us in here. We're going in here to get another quest item that we need, the yellow gem. And the yellow
There's
gem
another
is going
quest
to open
item.
up our next first. Yeah,
Specifically, the yellow gem unlocks the single-player version of clearing the Arnakian abyss thing.
Since we need it anyway, we might as well get it. You 100% need the yellow gem in every single run. We just use it for a separate mechanic also, for 2 mechanics rather than 1.
Mhm.
No, not worth it. All right, there we go.
just sabers, not actually manticores.
Yeah, since the game was made so long ago, they didn't really have the power to
Upper entrance.
Upper? they didn't really have the power to have a whole lot of stuff going on, so they reused a lot of assets and just put different names on them and hope that, you wouldn't notice or you would notice.
Sometimes they don't even have different names. Dragons on different floors of the same dungeon are
Very true.
wildly different difficulties.
Yeah. All right, so we've got a bit of a puzzle
We should
going
talk
on
about this
here,
one,
and yeah. Basically, there's going to be different walls with runes on the walls in front of them. You walk through the walls, you go into a portal. The runes are spelling out certain words like alchemy or reverie or stuff like that. So we're going through the portals so that the first letter of each word is spelling out certain words. I believe we are doing Arnakian, Enlakil, and then finally Ghosts.
Correct.
I ain't afraid of no ghost.
Yeah, you've got to do them in that order. Ghost is the final puzzle, but if you don't do Ghost when you're supposed to do Ghost, after you've done the Arnakian and Enlakil side of these puzzles, then you kind of just... Oh, health regen ring. Anybody?
I need it.
Who is I? Edgar, right?
David. Edgar.
Yes,
yeah.
there we go.
Okay.
David. I was like, I knew that part.
Okay. 3 health regen. That ring is 3 health regen. That is
I've never seen it.
so little, but it's enough.
Yeah,
That's
at this
all it
point we
takes.
have, 8,000-ish HP. But
Each step
3
Give a
health
shout out to
regen
Seth.
is sufficient for our purposes in the river. Because it still activates without spending an action per se. So that causes you to effectively round up and survive with just a couple HP whenever you're going one step more through the river than you're supposed to be able to.
We should give a
One
shout
step
out to
closer
some
to
of the
the
sweet names in this game that the enemies have.
King Goblin.
We have the Basilisk, the King Hobgoblins. We have the Cantankerous Wizards. Like we just have
Oh,
a
yeah,
whole
yeah,
bunch
so
of these
cantankerous.
great names.
Are very
I got petrified, and I'm really mad about it. All right, are we on the second word?
We are on the second word now.
Yeah.
All right.
Enlakil. That's the name of the time elemental that
Yeah, the
Arnakian
final
summoned.
Excuse me. Sorry.
There was also this whole thing about Cleowin, There's a lot of stuff to do in the level 1 through 20 section of the game, but none of it is mandatory. A lot of it has to do with this guy called Cleowin, and Arnakian was his wizard. We're going to fight Arnakian's lich form in a little bit here.
Yeah, there's actually quite a bit of lore going on in this game, and we are just not paying attention to any of it. If you take your time and go through it, you're gonna find like a full classic. Oh, that is a lot of manticores. You're gonna find a.
Let's hope they all die, because otherwise we will.
You're saying that you'll find a full MMO?
Yeah, you'll find a good proper MMO in here somewhere.
I'm easily silver just seems to not be able to get the full HP, so I thought I'd help.
Okay, that's good. There we go. Oh, that was good luck there.
Since we have the yellow gem, we can just run right across this pit. That's the single-player solution. Medieval Lands does have both the single-player and multiplayer solutions available. Here they be.
Yeah, we'll survive.
Not terrible. Not terrible.
Yeah, we're going to cast control to get these dragons to start hitting each other, which seems like it's working pretty well. Yeah, you do that.
I'm going to cast
all
it
of
one
the
more
groups
time.
had at least one dragon that got affected.
Okay, this actually ended up being pretty good.
Something strange has just happened on my screen.
Uh-oh. What's going on?
I think Discord is restarting.
Okay,
yes,
that's
what's happening. Well, I don't think we need Discord for the stream, so I think we're okay.
So yeah, this dragon fight is the same. This dragon fight is the same whether you have one person or 4, and it's the same for all levels. So in theory, we could use the multiplayer solution, the power of friendship, to get here before level 30. But we're usually not strong enough to actually take on the fight. Usually level 30 is the break-even point where the fight is like, okay, we can reasonably take it on in most cases. It's possible for us to hit level 30 a lot more quickly if we're thieves rather than rangers, but thieves have a lot less health, and they're not likely to survive that fight even at 30.
Yeah, we've
actually tried to do that fight with 2 people, and it was, I think, impossible.
No, we actually got a super lucky clear on it the first try, and then we're unable to reproduce it ever again. But in the meantime, the other half of the party, when we were trying that variation of the route, was trying to get the red gem, and 2 people for that was a total disaster.
Yeah, we've had several different ways that we've tried to pull this run off, and they're not always very clean. A lot of them are great in theory, and in theory they would be faster, but there's that little practicality problem.
So these elementals in the game, they're all basketball players, by the way, just so we're aware. They're all going to play basketball.
Stole your thunder there. That's funny. All right, we got to hit the 4 corners of this room right now. And once we hit the 4 corners of this room, the middle area opens up. Of course, we also have to deal with random encounters that decide to pop up. Okay, I'm petrified. Because of course I am. There we go. That's one of the frustrating things about this game also. If the party leader is incapacitated in any way, nobody can run.
Yeah, the party
leader
is the only option.
Yeah. Which also means if the party leader dies, there is no way for the party to run.
Yeah, if we have just a little bit more spell power than what we have here, then we can actually clear most of these fights in a single round, which is pretty cool. But you can see we're like 10-15% of their HP short here.
What's nice here also is we consider getting to Arnakian in under an hour to be on a good pace. We've done it in about 55 minutes, I believe has been our best. This is sub 1 hour, which is great. This is Arnakian. He looks just like the other liches. But you see, it says 1 Arnakian.
One Arnak. All right. death darts, and
Yeah,
lots
that
of
This
was-
game
it.
does not
And that fight's
treat bosses in any sort of special way. There's no boss
No.
flag that makes them unable to flee or unable to be controlled or whatever. They're just another set of enemies that have fairly high stats. So every once in a while, you will have the final boss just run away because he's low on HP, and that's just part of
Which
the
is
game.
awesome. It's so great.
We've actually had the
You-
final boss run away from us. I think would mean the game didn't end, but it does.
It works in Final Fantasy 1 too.
Oh, that's right. You can do that. I forgot about that mechanic.
Shout outs to the 4 White Mages run.
That's what Rangers are, right? That's what we're doing. White Mage.
Okay, healing
Heal
up.
up. And heal up completely.
Off.
Okay, ready.
Let's see.
Right.
Sunday
All right, so this is another
Tower
situation
Friendship time?
where there's
Not
both a
yet.
single
That's the
player
next
and
trip,
multi.
right?
No, it's this trip. There's
we
both
do
a
it
single
here.
player and
Uh-oh. Firefox crashed.
Oh, that's not good.
Uh-oh.
Okay, well. I can still
hold
hear
on
you,
for a
though,
sec.
Crow.
Well, if Firefox crashed, then his game feed's gone.
Yeah.
Well, we still have one at least. I think.
Okay, can you hear me at this time?
Yep.
Yeah, we
He's
can hear you.
fine.
My computer screen just went black. Okay. I think for the things you're doing right now, you don't even need me. So just kick me from the party. I'm going to literally restart the computer. Wait. I have video again. My screen
he's
is
got
working.
video.
Okay, I have control. Okay. Sorry.
Okay.
I'm doing this on a laptop, and our tech setup does require several video feeds technically. So I think we're good.
Wait, is that I
moving?
don't see the game.
Oh, you don't?
Yeah, your game. Yeah, it doesn't look to me like
Okay,
your game
I will
feeds
have
up.
to close Firefox, I think. I'm probably going to stop the virtual camera, turn on Firefox. Let's get back to the page we were on. Oh, I'm going to bring that up from Discord. Okay, so it's no, this game feed one, so I need this.
Very lovely paper doll avatar here.
That.
Yeah, great idea.
And hopefully this will just work
Can do.
now. And then
While we figure out
camera
how things
on.
work, Dr.
And
Cuban
are
donates
we good?
$20 with no comment.
We have your game feed. Looks like we lost your video, your camera, but everything else looks like it's working. So we
My
can hear you.
camera is dead. Okay.
I think we can go.
Yeah,
we
well,
got
let's
that.
just trudge on forward. Yeah, it'll be okay. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you fine.
Okay, well, in that case, I'm just going to be a frozen face, and I think we'll just go on forward rather than risk breaking things again.
Okay, let's keep going with the timer then.
Okay, where's my game window? There it is. Okay.
All right, so there's a single player and a multiplayer solution to crossing the lava here, and we're gonna go with the multiplayer solution this time. Let's see.
Okay, so am I in front? Okay.
Okay. Basically, Miller's going to look at the wall and create a bridge for us and extend it for us, which we're going to use to basically find a switch and then throw it so that everyone can cross the river. Then Miller's going to rejoin on us. And there is a single player solution for this, which is to feed items that the wall wants to the wall. But one of those items is Clairwind's Keys. So that's one. Move on. Move. And switch is thrown.
Ah.
Oop.
Yeah,
Next one up.
Yeah. Yeah,
There
the
we go.
walls
There we
want to be
go.
fed certain
We're
items,
good.
but you have to detour for those items. So it's faster to do the friendship solution here. Healing power pike? I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah, there's some
No,
interesting
I haven't.
ideas here that were going on because it was a multi-user dungeon. You could have different players at different spots in the map, and they would be able to activate switches that, in theory, would work for the entire map. So, by standing on some of those areas up against that wall where you saw me looking, it was creating an imaginary bridge. A lot of the graphics in front of you are imaginary.
Non-existent.
Exactly. It's non-existent, but boy, is it fun! And it's a neat idea. In fact, you see it in other games as well now. Now that MMOs are like far more common. But this actually caused a little bit of interesting. This actually had quite a bit of glitches attached to it also, even through the transcoding process of how Zane, the developer, worked through this. The original solution wasn't available until we worked out what the code was. That was actually only probably about a month or two ago. No, 2 or 3 months ago, now that I think about it, where that solution was implemented to the way that it's as close as it can get to the original Imagination Network version.
In the meantime, we found
cool
a
to have
hilarious
multi.
glitchy way to get through anyway.
Yes.
It was just nice to be able to have both ways, the original way and the single player way. So you can have, as a party, you can do it quicker, or if you wanted to on your own, you still had the option to make it through.
This will get us the red gem. This is the last of the gems we needed, right?
Correct.
Yeah, that's all 4 gems.
Okay.
This is also
teleport.
our final back, which I'm going to use as this opportunity to fill up my inventory with mana potions again. Because I ain't
You're
getting
back
another
to that
chance.
mad dash to the end.
We going to upper?
Upper.
Yep. Upper, join up on blue.
We're heading
Orchid
to the end
again.
of the game now. Oop, there. Oop,
Yeah,
sorry.
we're probably about 15, 20 minutes out.
Yeah, since our original submission of this game to the marathon, we have done a bunch of refinement of the strategies. We've just gotten a little bit faster at scanning the equipment drops and all that kind of thing. And
We took
all that
40
has
minutes
amounted to quite a bit faster runs.
What's really cool and actually interesting about this speed run
Hands off.
is
Okay.
it's something
It is
you can do
dangerous
with
to try and do
friends.
commentary while going across water.
Hands off.
Hands off.
Heal.
Hands off.
Hands off.
I'm not supposed to drink mana potions there.
Okay, heal up completely.
Okay.
All right.
So
We are
one
going to
thing that I
walk
was gonna say
across
is,
a little bit of land here. We need to
one thing that's nice
defeat
about
some
this-
Cyclops to get through some scary fights in the meantime. As far as random fights are concerned, this area I think probably has the scariest, and it's really high encounter rate around here.
Yeah.
Goodness.
a lot of dragons.
Like giant swarms of super high HP versions of dragons. It's pretty annoying to deal with. We usually want to run away even if we've been working on winning the fight for several turns. Conveniently,
Like that one.
trying to run
that's
away
okay.
does not cost any time in the battle. It's
I'm
a
gonna
free
hop
action
behind
at the
one
start of the
easily.
turn.
Yeah, that's a good call.
Yeah,
One more round of death darts should take care of the manticores, and then start blasting the dragon near you.
I'll blast the dragon in front of me.
Yeah.
So one nice part about this speed run is realistically, 1 or 2 people only need to know the whole layout. If you have a friend who wants to come around and speed run with the group as the boys, or the friends and like with the hangout, it's pretty easy in a sense that you
Yeah.
can just be the fourth person like me. You press P and death darts, and you're just there for some magic items and fun.
Yeah, death darts and lots of it.
Okay,
You
Cyclops head.
We have all sorts of fun with this. The spelling is so inconsistent whenever it comes to the concept of Cyclops. I don't know if it was intentional, but I think every way it's spelled in almost every dialogue is different. Oh, that is a
Oh
lot
my-
of dragons.
That is so many
Wow.
dragons. That's more dragons than that giant dragon fight that we were so scared of.
This many dragons. Can we please run away
Man.
from this? No?
I'm
I'm
gonna
doing-
cast
I-
control just so we don't die while trying to run.
A crippling! Okay, that's fine. That's fine.
This is really.
We're fine.
Oh, thank gosh.
We're fine.
Oh, that was not good.
That was.
Okay, we're out
That
of the
was
scariest
too many
area there.
seconds. And,
Okay, we're crossing water, hands off. Okay, heal. Heal all the way.
Yeah, I might as well heal all the way here.
So one of the more subtle changes between the original version and this is how the system works for critical hits. In the original version, critical hits went up to like, what, 16 times the base damage or something? It's a lot more
Yeah, it's
tame
insane.
here, but enemies can crit you. In the original, there was also a special kind of critical hit. What was it? A mortal
Mortal.
blow, I think.
Hands off.
yeah.
Okay, we're good.
The mortal blow caused you to deal exactly one full enemy's worth of damage to the enemy group you were attacking. So even if you were swinging a weapon that should have hands off. Okay, heal.
Serious time here for a second. Hands off.
Yeah, this is the part where health regen is going to come into play. Hold
Make
on,
sure
just a
health
sec.
regen-
I need.
Wait. Hands off.
Oh,
Off.
shoot.
You ready, David?
Yes, I'm good.
Okay,
Okay.
heal up.
Health regen at work. Hold on a sec. I'm a little slow here. Wait.
Hands off.
Good.
Hands off.
Okay, heal up now. We're in an infinite mana pool here, so. Yeah, that
Right.
area is very stressful. We actually did a sequence break there, and we are going to do another sequence break very shortly that will prevent us from needing a key item that you get. Now, neither one of these key items are too far out of the way. It probably would add something like 4 to 5 minutes onto the run, but because we have health regen, we save 4 to 5 minutes, which we really don't want to have to go back and get all of those items. So the moment we find health regen, we feel a little bit better, and only one of us needs to have it. It's just a little bit better if we all do, though. I don't like
Yeah,
that.
there'd be
fight.
dragons.
I guess we're gonna-
6 dragons is fine. We can deal with 6.
Yeah,
This is
I like
mandatory.
2.
Point?
It is a mandatory one. Yes, this is the
Okay.
mandatory one. Not
Edgar
every
is
fight
scared
is
by
mandatory
backfire.
in this area. Knowing which ones are mandatory is pretty important
Helpful
for the
with
speed run.
whether to run or not.
Yeah.
Yeah, backfire.
Uh,
Edgar's caught up in the backfire.
Wow,
Oh, really?
that is a reference. That is a reference.
One downside to accidentally misclicking control is there's no going back.
I'm controlled again. I've returned to my senses.
I'm using up the rest of my shaman scrolls.
You do.
This was
Oh,
a
yeah,
really
I
hard
have
fight
those.
against these dragons. All right, we're safe.
This is the last time we had little spell power like this. This is kind of what we ran into, whereas that was this.
Yeah, physical attack.
Hands up.
Hands off.
Hands up.
And there's
Heal
another
up.
skip.
Hands
Yeah,
off.
Normally, you can
Hands
only
up.
take 4 steps. Or 3 steps. Having the health regen allows us to take that 4th. Ready?
Hands up.
Wait, hands off. Okay.
Oh, right. We might have a fight. Be full up. We have. I shouldn't have said it.
Might? With my luck? Might have a fight? I mean, none of this is required, so if I can run, I will. Like, we really don't have any more required fights that are in this area. We're just getting bad luck. But even with
Might
our
as well
bad
finish this
luck
fight
at this
off.
point, our record, it's like we're probably like 10 minutes out from beating the game right now. Our record finishes it in about, what is it, 2 minutes? Like, it's
From now,
2
yeah.
minutes from now? Yeah.
We got that record a couple
Hands
minutes
off.
ago. Oh, wait, I'm not healed.
Yeah, you're not healed.
Okay, now I am ready.
All right, here's another skip.
Oatmeal wasn't
Sometimes that
quite full
happens.
health.
Don't res him.
Must
Leave him
have
dead for now.
Yeah, we're going
I'll
back.
leave him
to
dead.
normal.
I should have done that, actually, yeah.
Okay,
Ready?
well, whatever.
Hands off. It's like
You
3
heal up.
HP.
Hands off.
Enough.
Hands off. Heal.
Hands off. We got
Hands
another scary one here.
Whew, that one is always scary. 'Cause that's the-
Still, I
pretty
need a bit
much
of
the
time for
last-
this one.
Yeah, it's pretty much the last
Okay,
super scary
hands
one.
off.
Enough.
All right.
That's the last one.
Yep, we're good. We're in the clear.
Okay,
no
full
more,
heal,
no more,
and
no more
then
serious water.
we're in. Okay, now we're at the abyss. We need to use all those colored gems we collected in order to create a rainbow bridge, which we sail across with a boat, because that's what you do with a bridge. Now we have to deal with all these
You sail across
elemental.
it on your golden boat.
Yes,
This is
golden
the
boat.
final area. Also,
Yeah, the golden boat was our reward for turning in the Cyclops head.
Yeah. Of the king of the Cyclops,
Yes.
or it's the king Cyclops who was the king of the Cyclops. 32
No,
health regeneration. on
Cyclops
shield.
is apparently.
You know what? Yeah,
Oh.
sure, I'll do it. All right.
This is the
Some of
fight that
these
doesn't
fights
belong.
don't- Yeah, they just don't belong in this area. This is a very safe fight, and then there's others that are very not safe. I would say there's nothing that's so scary that we're like in danger of losing. Knock on wood. But
Don't
we should be
say
in pretty
that
good
out
shape.
loud.
We should be though.
So one thing
Come
that
on,
happens
guys,
here,
what
by the
could
way,
go
is
wrong?
unlike most of the game, though, where the game scales per how many people you have in your party for most of the game, this area 100% does not. So in the single player speedrun of this game, you have to be able to handle the same amount as we're handling now as 4 players, which is why Miller has done it at level 70 to be able to complete it.
Yeah, it's a matter of getting the right amount of HP. And you also find time to get good equipment at that point. But you can take your HP up to 32,000. And you need it. I can go through some of these fights with my level 200 super character, and it just... I can still die. I mean, that's how risky it is. So level 70, that's about as safe as you can be. I think I could probably take a good half hour off that time now with some of the new tricks in it. This is actually not a bad fight. There can sometimes be 7 or 8 dragons there also. It's pretty unlucky. Usually 5 or 6 is pretty good. But anyway, solo, this game is quite the haul solo.
Edgar
Oh,
is
definitely.
double backfired. Backfire is kind of like silence, sort of.
Also happens very rarely, I feel like, by the end of the game.
Yeah, it's not as...
Hey, level up.
Double up.
Just in time for me to waste a bunch of healing potions. You get full restore whenever you level up, if that hasn't been clear.
I'm petrified?
Yeah, you deserve it.
Were there king hobgoblins in the fight?
I don't know. Something petrified me.
So
Basketball
this
players.
region has kind of a pattern to it. We'll go into one of the 4 quadrants and fight a bunch of elementals. That'll let us go through one of the corridors that has a bunch of forced battles. And then once we reach the end of that, we throw one of the time switches. And then once we've cleared all the time switches, the first 3, and then we'll be able to reach Enlakil's area. In order to get through to him, we are going to need to get past the wind elemental. The wind elemental destroys your weapon unless it is the flex sword as you approach them. You can avoid that by just taking your weapon off. But
He's not any
we
more
don't bother with
special
the
than any
flex
other
sword,
monster.
so we're just going to be using magic anyway. That's not a bad shield, but I don't think I need it at this point. I think it's better than what I have, though. I'll go ahead and swap it.
Funny is that exact fight that we just did there. We did it closer to the beginning of the game, where we had to use blast scrolls to kill some of those monsters.
Shaman scrolls are amazingly useful.
They
Yeah,
really
even
are.
at this
They're
phase of the
actually-
game, we're sometimes using it if we run out of MP.
I mean, if we really
I would
wanted to
dodge
opt-
behind Blue Orchid, but he's pretty low too.
Yeah, you could duck behind me.
I could move
It'll
over
be
if you were
fine.
over, but
Did they
You think
just
now's a
Death
good time
Dart
to throw-
us? With like a level 3 Death Darts or something?
Is that how that feels? Because it feels awful.
Another
It's
one
the
of
fight
that
these
doesn't belong.
kind of weird fights.
Yeah, I like this fight.
Why don't we throw the host for a bit while we go down these few corridors?
All right, can do. It's the middle of the night, so there's not a whole lot on the donation tracker, so why don't I tell you about what we're doing here.
Good.
This is RPG Limit Break, as we are raising money for the great charity NAMI, the National Alliance on Mental Illness. It's the nation's largest grassroots mental health organization. They provide advocacy, education, support, and public awareness to improve the lives of all individuals and families affected by mental illness. NAMI exists to ensure that no one is alone on their mental health journey.
Great.
Yeah, thanks so much for that.
Really
Alright,
great cause.
Yeah, this is... So, let's see, this is the 3rd corridor. At the end of each one is a switch, and we have to throw 3 of them.
Yeah, throw 3,
but-
and then that lets us get through the wind elemental thing and get to Enlakil.
You can get there before, but you
Just
just
can't fight
run
Enlakil.
into the water and you die. Yeah, that's a. The nice thing is that you do not. Ugh, I guess we're gonna do that. Yeah,
4's fine. We were 5 or 6 during the practice run. We can deal with 4.
Blue Orchid, hide behind me, I think.
yeah, I can do that.
Actually, I guess it doesn't make too much of a difference here.
I'm gonna start blasting
One
dragons.
has him cast Petrify on me.
I guess they all think you're statuesque.
Normally,
I'm
getting
gonna
me
hide
to
behind
groan
Edgar.
at a pun is part of the bingo card for our little group. The only Sierra fan of all time, as far as anybody knows, who does not like puns. So
They just take the
incessantly
puns for
pun.
granted.
Yeah. Oh. There's the bingo. There's the bingo.
I'm supposed
That's
to
all it
heal.
takes. Make Miller groan at a bingo at a pun. That's like the free spot.
That's the free spot.
Yeah.
Usually
All
because
it takes
David...
is someone not in the group.
Ah!
Okay, so
that's
the-
moving
Alright.
up in time.
De-equip.
Yeah.
Get rid of your weapon. I'm ready.
I'm off.
I'm ready.
Here we go.
The wind
There he is.
elemental
Looks just
will
like-
break your weapon unless it is the flex sword. So just unequip it.
He looks
I'm petrified.
looks
or
very
something.
unique compared
Oh,
Oh,
to
I
my
can't be
bank.
petrified. What am I? I'm controlled.
Ooh.
Yeah, there was an interesting bug in earlier versions of Medieval Lands where the wind elemental would break what you had equipped, but since you didn't have anything equipped, he would instead break your bank and destroy everything in it.
And it affected
Yeah.
a whole person in the whole game.
More than one, actually. Didn't it affect someone else? And Zane never
I was
figured
just
out
saying-
the cause until,
Yeah, it went undiscovered for a little while, and then it, of course, hit my character with all of the unique items in his inventory. It just made me so sad.
Hey,
Good
Zane
level
the
up.
Dev, he went through and he actually did. Jeez, we hit level 36. Sometimes we hit 37, so we're not too far off.
So
This is
we've got
definitely
4
a
fights
slower
left.
run.
We're really well, but we're about to finish. This is the last zone. We've got 3 planned encounters here, and then the final fight. It's 3, right?
Yes, that's
Yep.
1. 2 more. Then the final fight.
Yeah, another one that doesn't belong here.
Yeah, this is an easy one.
Take
The
that.
next fight features Lycan.
I'm liking this.
Powerful Lycan, actually. Got pretty good
5
rolls on them,
Lycan
though.
will start.
I'm gonna continue your death darts just in case.
Yeah, we
Nope.
don't want
Last time.
no man goes.
Okay, so after this, the next fight is the final one.
So we're gonna heal up. Heal up.
Alchemical Greatsword plus 50 spell power.
Oh wait,
and
I need
it's
to put my axe back on. There we go.
Level.
level
Alright, I'm
37.
ready.
Yep.
Here we
There
go.
we go.
Final fight. So
There's our
we're
final
all
boss. Look at him. Oh, he's ugly.
Not too. That's
Control.
not too bad. 4 dragons.
That's not bad.
Yeah.
Oh,
now,
we
there's enough
controlled
stuff
the last boss.
Oh.
We control-
Yep.
We got
They hit him.
This
So
is
they
what we
didn't
mean when-
program
Like
like
two
bosses to
controlled
be immune to
dragons
anything.
and
So
one of
we
each
own
category.
Inlakill for right this second. Like he's under our control.
He'll be
Which is
controlled
pretty
for
neat.
3 more turns.
Another 3 turns.
I'm gonna blast dragons.
Yeah, we're gonna take these dragons out and
We control
just like
Endla
it
Kill.
also.
I'm gonna take out the
I'll-
Lycan.
Yeah, please do. I don't like them.
Now, if it's just one, so it's a lich.
Oh, of course.
I can burrow. Just like Ox.
Uh-oh. I'm
Or
out of
deer.
mana. Start using this shaman spell that I still have.
Physical
Yeah,
this is
attacks
very
aren't even that
awful.
bad either.
We do have a tendency to run out of MP on these fights if we, depending on our spell growth and other things. Now it's
Ashe,
just a
and we're
matter of-
good to go at this point.
Yeah,
Just
at
keep
this
eating
point, our
now.
physical damage is probably going to outpace drink a mana potion and then
Okay,
cast
time will
Blast.
be once our fanfare plays and our background gets a halo.
Time.
Time. Hooray! And to celebrate, what we do is jump right into the water. Yes.
That's what you do.
Ow.
You tried to get away from me, but I wouldn't let you. That's what happens when you run into the water. I was very happy. My goal was to not jump into any pits. This has the Hall of Records here, and the Hall of Records is something we check almost every single time because it actually has a built-in speedrun record keeper, which is fantastic. So, of course, we
When's
upload
that,
the
right?
VODs to speedrun.com, but yeah, you can see we've practiced quite a bit on these runs.
You can see October 18th. It's right at the top.
Yeah, we just did that. 2 hours before our runtime.
So, as one last reminder here, this community build of the game is freely available. So,
Yes,
just head
completely
over
free.
to Medieval Lands and you can check this out. It also has the Fates of Twinion, which is a bit more structured of a sort of a game, a little bit more of a traditional RPG game flow to it. You can group up with some friends and explore this old gem of a game, or explore it alone, and it all works quite well.
But the
At this
blue
point,
orchid.
I would
and
just
the whole
like to.
crew-
I would just like to thank my three other runners here, the Quest for Glory Discord in general. They've been pretty supportive of all the Sierra games that we wish to play. And for me, I personally want to thank the Star Tropics community, as they're pretty close to me and they help me through a lot of my speedrunning issues and problems and goals.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I just
good
want to
order
thank
as
my
well.
wife for being so patient with me. It's 2 a.m. I'm loud, and it's a small house.
I'll thank my students. I have to teach in about 4 hours. So
I'd like to thank Nami and also RPG Limit Break for giving us an opportunity to show off something a little fun, something we've been enjoying ourselves for a while now, and get to share it with a few more people.
So, anyways, I think that's going to be it for us.
I agree. I think we're finished.
Awesome run, guys. Congratulations on defeating a giant lich. We're going to start getting set up for the next game now. All right. We're going to, while we get set up for the next game, we're going to cut over to an ad real fast. All right, welcome back. We've still got a few minutes left to go until the next run. Which is getting set up right now for us. In the meantime, I can tell about some upcoming donation incentives. We have the options for the Fable the Lost Chapters run to spare or kill Whisper. Spare is currently in the lead with $2 to $1. And wear or destroy Jack's Mask, which is in the lead $2 to $0. Destroy is in the lead $2 to $0. So if you want to see us do something besides Spare Whisper and Destroy the Mask, get your donations in. Speaking of donations, we have a $25 donation from Anonymous. And also a $50 donation from Anonymous. And also a $20 donation from Anonymous. Pretty generous dude. We are RPG Limit Break. We are currently raising money for NAMI, the National Alliance on Mental Illness. Last few years have been pretty stressful time in the world. Lots of weird stuff going on. People have understandably had a strain on many people's mental health. Here in the United States alone, 21% of adults have reported suffering some kind of mental illness. That's just about 53 million people. Please remember to reach out for help if you need it. Remember, you are not alone. All donations go towards the National Alliance on Mental Illness. You may also be entered in to win a prize. Currently have, for a $10 minimum donation, you could win the Chrono Trigger original soundtrack. For a $15 minimum donation, you'd be entered to win an Earthbound acrylic painting. And for $20 minimum, you can enter to win a Super NES Classic.